All right, so I am here at the Hewlett-Packard house, and of course HP began right here, and it's in this garage right over here. This is actually where it all began. This is the workbench, and this garage is where it all started for HP. So we're in a bit of history here where Dave Packard and Bill Hewlett were figuring it all out in the early days, and as you can see, these are their tools, and of course there's even a ham radio here. Pretty darn interesting here as we're here in Palo Alto, California. We're going to see where this is all going for HP in terms of their future branding, especially with gaming, as we have some announcements we're going to show you here today in the gaming arena. So let's get right to it as we'll make our way to the Omen Lab. I'm actually in Palo Alto, California. Yes, I'm at the HP headquarters, and I got a sneak peek here at the HP Omen Labs. Now, one other thing, by the way, they've never let another content creator into this secret lab, and it really is a secret lab because not everybody can actually get in here. You have to be invited, and I am the first, and privileged, I should say, first one, content creator, YouTuber, if you want to call me that, reviewer, whatever you want to call me, to actually be invited here. So I am very thankful to the team at HP for making this happen, to give me a first look. I am the first one to see this, obviously outside of this lab, somebody to come in and get a first look at this. So I'm very privileged and very thankful, and I'm really excited. So can't wait to get this in for review. What they're announcing here today, of course, is going to be this beast, or this bad boy right here. This is the HP Omen 45L Max, and this is taking this to another level. We've already looked at the 45L in the past. Notice the cryo chamber here. It's going to be obviously great for your thermals over there. It's got the clear glass there that's going to allow you to peek inside. But what's interesting is, if you notice inside, there's a little LCD panel that will give you all kinds of customization that you can do, showing some data that's going on with the unit. You can put some customized graphics on there. So pretty interesting, and as you can see, it's very, very innovative and pretty cool looking, to be honest with you. It's the first thing that I noticed here. They're now making this 5 millimeters off the ground, a little bit higher, so this way you can get it off the ground a little bit more. I think some people were asking for that. In addition to having this cryo chamber, you've got improved blades on the fans here. This has been a game changer for them as well. This is also going to run the latest Nvidia graphics here, and this is going to give you the utmost power, pretty much top of the line here. This is as good as it's going to get. It's got the latest processor from AMD. It's the X3D, so you're going to get the pairing of an excellent CPU and GPU, and this thing is looking pretty awesome. So I'm in the secret layer part of this lab that nobody really should be here, so if I don't make it out alive, you know what happened to me, so just for the record. But well, with that being said, we got a first look here, and like I said, this is the Omen 45L. Now this one has the RTX 5090 in this one. Now I want to also show you this power supply here. This one is 1200 watts, and it is modular, so there's no wires or anything, and this is one of the benefits of going with a modular design. It's a cleaner, better aesthetics, and just an easier fit into the system, so if you need to change it out, it's very easy to do so. So one of the things about the 45L Max is you're going to have standard components, so if you want to grow with the system and change out parts and components, you have that option, which is always a big benefit. But of course, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Now, one other thing about this power supply is the fact that it has a reversible fan mode, which cleans out the dust and debris, and then we'll go back into the normal mode in terms of operating as a standard power supply in terms of that fan. So that's a pretty interesting, innovative technology that they're using. Now they're bringing that over from the laptop technology that they announced, and now they're bringing it to the desktop, to this power supply here. This is a pretty innovative 1200 watt power supply. Again, not only being modular, but having the ability to reverse fans to clean out the dust and debris. That is always a great thing here, and I'm liking what they're doing here. Now, the other thing is, since HP also has HyperX in terms of the peripherals, the things like the headsets, mice, and stuff like that, keyboards, will automatically pair with this, just like you saw on the laptop. So that has been pretty good. That's a welcome feature as well. So there's a lot here to add to the conversation. And of course, I'm going to get a review unit in. I expect to put it through its paces and bring you a full review. But this has really got me excited because not only is this great design, but it's a lot smaller than some of the competition, especially something like the Alienware Area 51 that we looked at. That's just a huge beast. This has got some heft to it, but I think this is a more slimmer, more tapered design and will definitely fit in your desk or under your desk. Wherever you keep it, this will be a lot better. And that's, I think, a big, big leg up. So I'll have more to say on this very soon because we'll be getting a review unit. So stay tuned. That is coming. We have a new announcement here, the Cloud Alpha 2 wireless, which has a number of features that I think are pretty interesting. They're going to announce, obviously, this along with this 45L Max. Dual connections here in terms of Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz. And you also can use them simultaneously. So you can actually take a phone call, stay connected to the PC and so forth. So that is a nice thing to do with that. This removable microphone here is good. You can remove it if you don't want it, but it also has a built-in microphone. So that allows you to have it. So dual microphones, pretty good feature. 250 hours of battery if you're going to use the 2.4 gigahertz wireless. So this, of course, means you're going to not have to charge it very much. That's a lot of hours and definitely great. So you're not connected via any wires or anything. Now it connects to this really nice USB-C through USB-C, this really nice control panel. This has a dial, has programmable buttons, it has some LED or RGB lighting on it, I should say. Really, really interesting, and I can't wait to get one in to review. This is really part of their HyperX peripherals that have been some of the best in the business as far as I'm concerned, and this brings a lot of unique and interesting features. I'll have one to review hopefully soon, and we'll talk more about it then. All right, so what we're looking at here is something pretty interesting, especially for non-gamers or content creators or people who want to game but also want to do some work on, especially for content creation and video editing, DaVinci Resolve, Lightroom. This is the Omen 35L. This is a stealth version is what they're calling it. And notice how there's no flashing lights or anything, no glass door here. You're just looking at a black slab here in terms of the design. It's a very elegant design, very minimalist design, and a very unobtrusive design. So it's very, very good for an office environment. It's very good for those that don't want the flashing lights. And for those that don't want to break the bank, this will come in at a less price. So definitely something to look at. And I actually am a big fan of this design of this 35L. And I think its understated look shouldn't be slept on. I think it's a definite one, especially if you want to do multi-purpose activities or multi-purpose tasks like things like content creation, including video editing on this. This is certainly one to definitely look at.
And not only is this looking like a really interesting PC, but it's also the official PC for both the League of Legends esports and the Valorant Champions Tour. Very impressive indeed.
All right, I have a very special treat. I have somebody here who's very important here to HP, especially when it comes to gaming. I'm talking with Jo Tan, who is the Senior Vice President of Gaming for HP.
Thanks, Andrew. And thanks for visiting our lab. And so HP Gaming Division, our mission, or what we really want to do is using technologies to empower gamer and enable them to play games and create stuff and completely immerse in their own world. So using technology to derive this kind of solution is our mission. It's what we are excited to do. And so I believe you had a chance to hear about some of the innovation story on how we put the products together.
Right.
And so a lot of this is with a thoughtful mind behind on how people are using our products, how they interact with our products. So this is what spun us to create the solutions.
And speaking of which, so the personalized gaming experience seems to be very important. And I think that's one of the things, the themes that I got touring around here in the lab. What about AI? Is AI involved in any of the development of your gaming products or your gaming systems?
Oh, yes, of course. You know, AI in gaming is not new news. As you can tell from the graphic horsepower, AI has been happening for a very long time. And so for us, we're focusing on three big areas. So performance, personalization, and play. And AI is applied in every one of them. So I'll start with performance because that's what gamers care about the most, right? So other than tuning the hardware, making sure that you have the superior hardware, because if not, anything that you stack on top of it, it really doesn't yield any good return. So we develop a first-party app called Omen AI. What it does is actually, we're collecting the data on how you play and interact with the games. And we know that you get the best performance, not just because you have a great hardware. You need to know how to tune your system, CPU, GPU, and OS in a seamless action. So what we did is we use those data and look at the game you play and which level you play, and we automatically adjust those system resources for you so that you always get the best frame per second. Second thing, if you think about personalization, one of the cool things you see is the lighting behind me, right? So PC is the central of connecting all this peripheral together. So instead of controlling every single peripheral and say, mic do this, monitor do this, PC do this, what we did is PC, we have AI stuff in there whereby when you play a game, I'm watching. You know what game you play, and I automatically adjust the lightings for any peripheral that you connect to my device.
That's pretty amazing, actually. Now, speaking of personalized gaming or serious gaming, what about esports? How important is esports to HP and Omen and so forth? Is that a big part of what you're doing?
Yes, and that is a very important area because gaming is also about community, right? People share the common interests, come together in one place to have fun, to compete, or to social. And so we partner very closely with Riot and to make sure that our solutions that we design really kind of works hand in hand with whatever game titles that people love to play.
Amazing, amazing. So I want to thank you, Joe, for this wonderful tour here today, allowing me to get an insider look to the inner workings here at Omen, and very exciting stuff that you're announcing here today, obviously, and announcing these great new products. I can't wait to try them out and, of course, review them on my channel. I want to thank you very much for having me here today.
No, and thank you for coming. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, so what you're looking at here is the Model 200A. This is an audio oscillator that was the product that HP launched in terms of their first commercial product. And in fact, Disney actually purchased this this model, not this particular one, but they were one of their first customers to use it, and they would use it to make sound effects. So pretty interesting. And at the end of 1938, HP brought their first production model into the house here. So is what you're seeing, placed it on the mantle here. And this is a piece of HP history as we're looking at it right now. So what we're looking at right here is the oven where they would used to make the paint. In other words, they would bake it here, and according to the legend here, his wife, Dave Packard's wife, Lucille, allowed her sturdy Wedgwood stove to be used for baking the paint onto the panels of the audio oscillators, which is what they were working on at the time. So according to legend, nothing ever tasted the same in terms of her baking after that. So pretty interesting to see a piece of history here in Palo Alto.
So we're here in the office of Dave Packard, and they've kept it pretty much exactly as he left it all those years ago, and pretty amazing stuff that they preserved that. To preserve that legacy and the history. So pretty nice, nostalgic, and impressive at the same time. And when you go through the connecting door here, we're going into Bill Hewlett's office, and as you can see, also left the way it was. And we might be asking, well, why does Bill
have money on his desk? Well, it actually started with those pennies right there, and it sort of accumulated over the years. But the trust he had in this office and with his employees and so forth meant that he could leave money on his desk and that nobody would be taking it when they shouldn't be. So there was a nice bond between the owners or the leaders of the company and its employees. And here's a quote from Arthur C. Clarke, who says, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." Wow, that's a great quote and an Easter egg here on this motherboard.